2, 1.
What's up, everybody? I normally get a countdown, so I don't know. I didn't get a countdown on it this time. I don't know exactly if it recorded or anything beforehand, but Scott, you sent me this link the other day, and I want to go through it with everybody. And you see up here my next thing. So, an Alabama man has become the 17th person to die in a nationwide vape-related epidemic, CNN reported Wednesday. The buzzwords: vape-related epidemic. Sorry. The man, identified only as an adult from the eastern side of the state, is the fourth to die this week alone. Health officials in Virginia, Nebraska, and New Jersey announced vaping deaths since Monday. The Alabama case is the first in the state, the 14th to be hit with fatalities from the e-cigarette epidemic. Sorry. While the current outbreak is being investigated, the safest option is to refrain from using any cigarette or vape or any e-cigarette or vape product, Alabama State Health Officer Scott Harris said. The CDC, Centers for the Disease Control and Prevention, said last week that there were 805 confirmed cases of lung injury associated with vaping in the country. Now, they didn't post any links or anything. They just told us, and we're to believe that because they told us. Now, cigarette smoking is responsible for more than 480,000 deaths per year in the United States, including more than 41,000 deaths resulting from secondhand smoke exposure. This is about 1 in 5 deaths annually, or 1 in 1,300 deaths every day. On average, smokers die 10 years earlier than non-smokers. That's also from the CDC. But you're not hearing, I guess maybe it's just because it's old news or something. Nobody out there that I know of says vaping's good for you. It's not. Okay. The difference is, so people will say, there's deaths related to vaping when vaping was intended to be a way for people to quit smoking, right? What about people that were doing heroin and stuff that are at methadone clinics? Why don't they get the same type of media attention when something happens to somebody at a methadone clinic? You know what? Hold on, I want to see something. I want to see this just a quick second. Just a quick second. And maybe I'm wrong. We're just going to see. Results. Methadone overdose cases and sales rates in the United States peaked in 2010. Doesn't say anything. We're just going to click on a link here and take a look at it. I didn't see anything there. But methadone overdose deaths. Risk for overdose on methadone. Methadone deaths, toxicological analysis. Why isn't alarming increase in methadone deaths? The CDC is also here talking about that. But that's not on the news. That's not. Man, I got too many tabs open, and well, I also have other stuff connected to my Wi-Fi too. Um, they've tripled since 1999. That's interesting because we don't hear anything about that. From methadone, what was that? 4,000 deaths in the United States from 4,000 in 1999 to 13,800 in 2006. Interesting, but you don't hear anything about stuff like this. You hear condemning vaping, which isn't going to go away. The thing about vaping is nobody I know ever says it's safe. It's not. It's not safe and it's not healthy for you. But the difference is it's meant to be something that is better than the alternative. And the alternative, it's to get you off of smoking, which was far more fatal. And even if it's not fatal, it's far more of a risk to your health than vaping is. And that's evident just by looking at the CDC studies that I brought up, all three of these. Vaping is the least harmful of any of these, including the thing that it's intended to get people off of. So my point of view on it is, yes, vaping's not good for you. I know. But it's a lot better for you than the alternative, and it's meant to get you off of that. So all this stuff, and for like when they say that vaping causes, they found carcinogens in vaping. What they didn't tell you is in that very same study, they use what they call a CE4 tank. It sucks, trust me. A CE4 tank with silica wicks, right? That's rated for 5 watts. Do you know what they had to do to get carcinogenic chemicals off of that or from that tank? They had to burn it or they had to vape it at 20 watts. So they had to vape it 4 times above what it was rated to be vaped in order to get any carcinogenic traces of chemicals. But they didn't tell you that. Just like they're talking about all of these vaping deaths and stuff now, which is unfortunate that it's happening. But 14 this year is a whole lot better. A whole lot better than what, 480,000? And what about the people, the secondhand smoke, the people that are affected by secondhand smoke? Not one person's turned up to be affected by secondhand vaping, but that's something the media doesn't want to talk about. Think about that, guys. Before you believe all this sensationalism and all that stuff, think about it.